one thing to go up on stage with 4 of your best friends and a lot of distortion and other people to cover your mistakes or effects to cover your mistakes. But when you go up there with one voice, one face, one name, one guitar, you're 100% vulnerable.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. Gonna stand my ground, won't be turned around. Gonna keep this world from dragging me down. Gonna stand my ground, and I won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground, and I won't back down.
Start with one voice on stage. Be looking at the crowd, it being a bit awkward, it being a bit strange. Pushing their limitations, pushing my limitations. And at the end of the show, having everybody united as one. The good thing about playing solo is that you're a lot more free because I can just jump on a plane with a backpack and go. But when you're doing punk rock, I mean, people don't have a lot of money, so I usually don't bring a guitar with me. I usually ask the promoter or the organizer to organize a guitar, because I always fly Ryanair or Wizz Air or Vueling or something like that, and if you bring a guitar with you, it's like buying a second ticket. So I got this guitar tonight, as you saw earlier, and it actually wasn't a guitar. It was just a shell of a guitar, and it didn't work at all, and so I had to play the entire gig on a flamenco guitar, which is quite unusual.
Nice going, DJ.
Sound check, but the problem is there's no sound. But you know, every gig for me, it's like there's a variety of things. Like there's the technical aspect, so you got a great guitar, great sound. That's one thing, you know.
How fucking hard can this be, man? What the fuck is wrong with Oh, no, let me chill out, sit down. The guy don't know what he's doing. Let him fix the fucking sound. Fucking moron.
Tonight, I would say the technical aspect was bogus.
It was like probably some stupid volunteer.
It was like 2 out of 10. I did my best, and then the audience was awesome. Like, these guys were really cool. Like, just, you know, I love that the people who show up to the show just have fun, and they're just there in the front, and they don't speak a word of English, but they're just singing along to all the songs anyways. And for me, that's what really the most important thing. Like, if you got somebody to have a good night, if you got somebody to have a good memory, if you got somebody to smile or whatever, it's like, it was worth it.
So I've recently realized that I'm 31 years old, the oldest I've ever been in my life. But this next one goes out to all the skinheads, punk rockers, hardcore kids that are still young and enjoying their lives. It's called Kids of the Streets. So high, to feel it in hell, to gather and see. I'm not sure if everyone else I know with a kiss in the streets. Don't care they do straight with a kiss in the streets. We like things our way with a kiss in the streets. That's what we're right with a kiss in the streets. Tomorrow is gonna be our day. Let's hear it for Censorab, all the way from Bratislava. Don't care the rat race. That path I need my space. Sometimes I try to make them understand that I don't wanna be just like everyone else. They got it from the back and fuck off and go to hell. Oh yeah! Cause we're the kids in the streets. Don't have to do a shy with the kids in the streets. We like things our way with the kids in the streets. So that's gonna be okay with the kids in the streets. Tomorrow is gonna be our day. Or two. With a kids in the streets. Don't care they do the same with a kids in the streets. We like things our way with a kids in the streets. See we dance with pale clay with a kids in the streets. Tomorrow it's gonna be our day. So stay out of my world, it might be my day. This next song is about pride and where we're from. Because our hometowns, our families, are our roots. It's called Alberta Rose. Traveling my senses, searching on the world and trying to find me. Even though I know I'll be searching for years, I'll never forget what is waiting for me right here. Oh, yeah. I know my own way, gives me the pride. Last week, much good. He said it right. I love to hear it once. Where I was made proud. Died for love. Alberta Rose on my grave. Inside, inside a good scene there. Right open step again. It is the ground rainbow. got it out of the books. Everything to cause I love my home, man. Feels me with pride. Not too much, but I deserve mine. I love it here, where I was made. Died put on hell but a rose on my grave. Hello. Consider myself to know so I'm free. I love my own mouth, feels me right. Not too much, but you still didn't matter what. I love it here it was, where I was back in the time. Put a rose on my grave.
You recorded a new album, full-length album.
Actually, I have a copy here.
Can you show that to the
Yeah.
viewers?
So, this is a copy of a new album, the new CD. I actually recorded it like 2.5 years ago in Russia, and it took me a long time to write, produce, record, and release this. In fact, it took me almost 3.5 years to do the whole thing, start to finish. And I think that it took me so long because it's my 4th full-length album, and every time, I don't know if you get the same feeling that you do something, you want to do better than you did previously. Because at the end of the day, you know, we might compare ourselves to others, or we might compare ourselves to the person we want to be, and the truth is we're only in competition with ourselves. So I wanted to make this different and more advanced than what I was doing before. You can't keep doing the same thing and hope for different results. So when I was writing this album, I went through an extremely difficult period of my life, and it forced me to think about things in a different way. And I also started listening to different bands. I started listening to the same bands in a different way.
Yeah, I know that.
And I kind of threw out everything that I had about 6 times and started again. And what I think makes this album different than the previous albums is that I wanted to create a piece that was having every song as a story and every story work together into a novel.
Like a theme.
Yeah. And the theme is Proud of Every Scar. So it's this idea that we go through adversity, but adversity inspires us and creates us anew. So it gives us momentum. It makes us stronger. And I kind of wrote a lot of my experiences and ideas of what I'd gone through in this difficult period in my life into this album. It was a growing experience. And at the end of the day, the whole experience was somewhat of a scar, but I'm proud of it.
Damn, yeah.
And
You
snap,
hit it.
damn.
Well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the bag. Contains 13 songs and have
Lucky
a listen.
number.
Yeah, I love it. It's always try with this charger. Always 13 songs. You know, sometimes more, sometimes less, but it was always the aim 13.
Yeah.
But check it out for yourselves. It's on Rondala Records. Have a look for it.
I once breathed through shackles and chains. I lived in the shadows and I stood in the rain. I lived in fear of what was growing inside, killing my soul and my will to survive. I may be different from everyone, but I'm walking my road to freedom. I found my strength to be me, and I walk free. I may be wrong, I may be beaten, but I'm walking my road to freedom. I was blind, but now I see, and I walk free.
Why do I do this? You know, Tim, it's crazy. Like, I work a full-time job.
Exactly. Just to
And
make it clear, you
I
don't
work,
do it for the money.
I work
obviously.
45 hours a week at a desk, you know, shuffling paper, and I go home and I sit on my couch alone and occasionally watch a DVD. And I sometimes look at the ceiling and I wonder what this life is for. You know, you wake up and you go to work and you do the same routine, and you realize that one day you're just gonna die, and your life will be one of the hundreds of millions of people who just lived and breathed and walked this earth. But the thing that gives me the purpose in life, the meaning in life, is like human connection. And for me, that feeling of family, that feeling of spirit, that feeling of connection, that feeling of knowing that I'm not alone in this universe and that something is purposeful is, as cheesy as it sounds, like getting up there and sharing something that's unique about myself, and hopefully having somebody feel the same way.
I take the path less traveled. I break conformity. It's a